Hi there, problem solvers. Today is Thursday and you are doing 415 in your workbook with me, and that's lesson 415. So you're going to start with page 247. So find that for me. You can pause me if you aren't on that page yet. All right, so we are going to do problem 1 together, and so we're going to start right there. So Ken collects photographs. It's a hobby. He has 375 photographs in his collection at home. If Ken brought 225 of his photographs to share with his classmates, how many photographs did he leave at home? So we know we have a section of them and that he has total. And if he only brings part of them, then that leaves some left over. So I'm going to write a little math mountain over here. So he has 375 total, and then he only brought 225 to the class, so we are looking for that other number. So if I put it that way, then I know it's subtraction. So I have 375 minus 225. All right, and I'm looking for how many he left at home. So we're going to do this problem, and then I'm going to check to see if it's right using the opposite operation. So 5 plus 5, or 5 minus 5, sorry, that's what I meant anyway. So 5 minus 5 is 0. Now I have 7 tens minus 2 tens is 5 tens, and 3 minus 2, 3 hundreds minus 2 hundreds, 150 is my answer there. Now, if I were to use addition and add these two numbers, I should end up with the number I started with. So I'm going to try that out. I'm going to say 150 plus 225, and I should get that total at the top here. So 0 plus 5 is 5. 7 tens plus 2 tens, no, 5 tens plus 2 tens is 7 tens, and 100 plus 200 is 300. So I used my addition of these two numbers here to get that top number, just to double check that my subtraction was correct. So I would write 375 minus 225 equals 150 photographs, because that is that's what the word is in my question. How many photographs did they leave at home? All right, so you are going to be using, for your assignment today, you're going to be reading different problems, deciding if it's addition or subtraction, and then the best way to make sure that that's correct is to use the opposite operation to check it. So subtract and check. We subtract, then we check. We used the opposite operation to check to see if we had the right answer. Now, something else you're going to work on today is on page 248. So flip the page. We are going to look at these and say, when do we need to ungroup? And do we need to? Because in the last problem, we didn't do any ungrouping. All we had to do is subtract because we had enough tens and we had enough ones and we had enough hundreds. So today we're just going to look at them. We're going to decide if we need to ungroup to make more tens and explain. So other than just actually writing out your the problem and figuring it out today, we're just going to be looking at being detectives about what do we need to subtract. So I am going to write it like this, though. We're not actually going to solve the problem, but we're going to look at it. It says subtracted 595 from 834. So I am going to write it the correct way, because that gives me a better way of then trying to look at it side to side if we write it up and down. So it says, does she have to ungroup to make more tens? Explain. So I'm going to look at 3 tens and 9 tens. And is she going to have to ungroup to do that? Well, yes, she did. Yes, she's going to have to ungroup because you can't subtract 9 from 3 tens. 9 tens from 3 tens. You can't. All right, so that's all you really need to do with that one. You're not saying what you will, how many you're going to need. You just, yes, she will ungroup because you can't subtract 9 tens from 3 tens. Did she have to ungroup to make more ones? Explain. So I'm looking here. 5 is larger than 4, So yes, she did have to ungroup. Because you can't subtract 5 ones from 4 ones. So we didn't, on this page, they're not even asking us what the actual answer is. They're just wanting us to look at and know immediately, am I going to have to ungroup? Am I going to have to ungroup here? Am I going to have to ungroup here? Because that will prepare me for whatever problem I'm going to do when I'm actually subtracting. All right, so this is 415. You're going to go to Think Central and you are going to work through those problems on 415. Again, you're going to do some subtracting and checking and then deciding when to ungroup without actually having to maybe do the problem. All right, so Think Central on 415. All right, see you tomorrow.